I would love to know how he recommends or approaches internalizing new or unfamiliar tunes. I guess, Brian, that you're using the term internalize to mean memorize or understand or know it well. There's a little couple of concepts I want to give you on that for you to think with. See if this works for you, because it could help you sort out how you come around to what you call internalizing. You know, if I looked inside to see internally what's happening here, I'd find like some bones and organs and kind of blood flowing around. So I'm assuming that internalizing you mean in you, in your ability to understand, in the mind and so forth. What I'd like to give you as a concept for that is that I've come across in the music scene for a long time. It's very, very common nomenclature, very, very common wording to say when you're learning a piece of music to memorize it, reading the music, and now you want to memorize it. Let's look at those two terms real quickly and simply. Reading is just reading. You see notes on the page, and I just wrote this piece. I was going to play it for you to this workshop or the next, but it starts out with a left hand that goes like this. Now I'm reading. Now, so reading is a guide. You could be reading words, now memorization is a tricky thing to talk about. Let's talk about memorization. When you use your memory, you're kind of, to me, using your memory is similar to having a cheat sheet. In other words, if I'm looking at this hard sheet and I'm reading this, now if I'm going to memorize it, and if I'm really using my memory, then I've got a mental picture of this or of some way, and I've got a memory of it. Memory. Memory means something you did already, right? Or you saw. Memory. See? And that's a really convoluted way. So let's put because memory is the same as reading, except you're reading from your mind and your memory. Rather than memory, let's use another concept for internalizing, which is knowing. Just knowing. You know, when you know something, you don't have to memorize it because you know it. You know your name, right? You know where you live, I'm assuming, and you know your phone number, and you know a lot of things. They're not really memorized. You just know them. Well, how do you get to know something? How do you get to know how to walk, or how to swim, or how to do anything really, without thinking? See, memory is thinking. That's another way to think about it. Memory is thinking. You have to think about it. Now, thinking is a machine. It takes some energy to do that. You're thinking. So if you're at the piano or whatever instrument playing, and you're playing by memory, which literally means you're thinking about reading from your mind, then you're using some superfluous energy that you don't really need. You don't need that, right? What you need to do is you need to know the piece. You need to. I think that's what you mean by internalizing. I'm assuming that that's what you mean by internalizing. And if you use the chat, you could tell me if that's what you're thinking about, Brian. But we'll. To know. Okay. So the way you get to know or internalize, the way I do it, is that I get familiar with it enough so that I start to know it. You know, like I've been working on a Mozart piano concerto for for years. Kirby hears me practice it every time I come in here. Because there's a lot of notes, and I can read the notes, but I would like to know the notes so that I don't have to think about them, right? So the opening phrase is, I think I know that by now. I've practiced it for long enough. I first played this in 2006 with a chamber orchestra around Europe. But that's how I do it. It's a number of times over a piece. You go over and over it. With the music, and then you put the music aside and hear it, like sing it in your mind. And if you still don't have it, go back to the music and drill it some more. Another way to break it down when you're trying to get to know a piece is you can do it in sections. Do it like that. That's one short section. I played that section over and over again. You get to know every little bit of it. That's a nice line, right? Mozart's melodies are incredible. So you go it over and over and over it until it's really yours, and perform it and play it. And I don't know another way around that. It's a number of times over, and it's drilling, and you get so that you're not memorizing it. You're not like referring to the music or referring to a memory of it. Now you know it, and now you don't have to think when you play. You can just play, and that's our goal. That's really our goal as musicians. It's our goal as human beings, is to not have to memorize life. You just go and you live life. And that was what I meant at the beginning, is that everything comes from improvisation. And let yourself be seen, let yourself be, and so on. So that's a long answer to a short question.